So number 11. Now this is using reference angles to find the exact value. So a number of students have asked me, do we need to remember or memorize the unit circle? So I'm going to take a little time with this one and show you a method that I use. Okay, so we've got reference angles refer to the angle in the first quadrant. So we've got this one here, which is x is 1, y is 0, and then we go up to the 90 degrees, right? So this is 0 degrees or 360 all the way around. I apologize. And this is 90 degrees. Antibiotics are just drying out my throat. I got a sinus infection, as I told you, but we're powering through. So then there's three standard angles here. There's the 45 that cuts it in half. There's a 30 degree down here, and there's a 60 degree here. And again, we go 30, 60, 90, or we go 0, 45, 90. So those are the things. And basically that's the way we wrap around the rest of the circle. But if we understand this, just this one quadrant, we get the rest of the angles by then noting in the other quadrants what that second quadrant, the y value is positive, the x value is negative. Third quadrant, we get negative and negative. And fourth quadrant, we get positive x, negative y. Okay. Now let's watch how this is really, really cool. Cosine, and I think it's cool because I just spotted. I never, I always try to memorize these things too, and I just had never seen it this way, and I just saw this pattern, so I'm kind of stoked about this. So we go from 1, 0, right? I just kind of remember that. Okay, unit circle, that's where the 1 comes from, and we're not up or down y. So the 30 degree angle, though, watch, cosine is the longer one, sine's the shorter, so it's really just a count. It's square root of 3 over 2. The next major angle, 45, we're just counting square root of 3, square root of 2 over 2, and then the 60 degree is square root of 1 over 2. But we don't write the square root of 1 because square root of 1 is 1. So we could just write it as 1. But just think of it, square root of 3, square root of 2, square root of 1. I'd never seen that done that way, and I don't know, for some reason I looked at it and I said, wait, it's just counting 3, 2, 1. Sine does the same thing but backwards. So it starts with 1, again, because sine is the y and it's shorter here at the 30, so that's our 1/2, square root of 1 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, and square root of 3 over 3, square root of 3 over 2. It's all over 1/2, so remember it's 1/2, and then we're just counting square root of 1, square root of 2, square root of 3. Remember those, be able to reconstruct it this way, and just with this little picture. That's everything we need to know. Okay. Now we can answer this question, cotangent of 150. Okay, so we've got our unit circle. We'll cut it like this. This is, we know, 90 degrees, hopefully 0, 90. This is 180. So 150's got to be in the second quadrant. We know that. And you could, 150 minus 180 is 30. So it's got what we use is the reference angle of 30 degrees because 150 is down here. So that's going to be the same value as this angle here, which is 30 degrees. So we use a 30 degree reference angle, but we know it's in the second quadrant. So what we get from the 30 is we get that for, let's just write it for the 150 degrees, the cosine is square root of 3 over 2. But in the second quadrant, it's negative. Okay, and the sine of 150 is going to be 1/2, and it's positive 1/2 because it's in the second quadrant. Okay, now that's just sine and cosine. Cotangent, you have to remember all these other trig functions can be written in terms of sine and cosine. So tangent is, always remember these ones, tangent is sine over cosine. Cotangent is the reciprocal. It's a reciprocal function. Okay, so cotangent is going to be cosine over sine. So what is cosine? It's square root of 3 over 2 with a negative on it. Sine is in the denominator, so we're dividing by whatever the sign is, so we will flip and multiply, right? So we're dividing by 1/2, which you flip it and multiply. So in the end, I'm going to run out of room here. Negative square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. It's just going to be square root, or negative square root of 3. And so we're going to say a negative square root of 3. Oops, the reference angle is 30 degrees. Sorry, so they want that. Over here, this is a 30-degree angle, 150 to 180. There we go. We use that and we can come up with the cotangent. Maybe I'll do a separate video on this just so everyone's able to watch it, but if you see this one, that's how we do it.